What's going on, everybody? We have 43 viewers up in here. Nice. I'm just trying to figure out how I can see all of the comments while I'm live. Should have probably had a double monitor set up, right? If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. Just trying to see if there's a way to get chat to... Can everybody hear and see me okay? Aha. So I can pop out the chat. Oh, volume is very low. Okay, one moment. Is it better now? Is volume better now? Okay, let's see. Oh my word. Okay, audio is way better. Okay, let's do something like so. There you go. That's way better. Sweet. All right, what's up, everyone? No, I don't do copy trading. This week, I've actually basically taken the week off trading, and purely the reason for that is, let me show you. Let's have a look. Forex Factory. So we had all of these red folders. Well, this is German, but if we let me just quickly, there should be a way. But anyway, we had red folders almost every single day. So this week I sort of took the week off. We still had in our group, we still had everybody trading. So we had Big Boy, we had Hein, we had Jay. So yeah. Jabin, I'm going to be announcing them on Instagram very shortly. Just been a little bit crazy busy. Right, so I'm just going to go over higher time frame structure with you guys. I'm actually dropping a video on this. So this is one of the most important things. Okay, I just want to make sure everything is fitting. Is everything fitting? Yeah, it looks fine to me. Let's see how many people on here. 80 people on here. That's insane. Okay, so is there news on TV getting integrated into Blue Guardian soon? We are trying to get Blue Guardian to use TradingView on Blue Guardian, but they're doing something else currently that's even better. So they've actually announced that they're doing unlimited Guardian, which basically allows no time limits at all. So that's going to be dropping in the next week, most likely. My Forex fund's still really good firm, but my Forex funds are slowly turning into the FTMO of the trading world because their rules aren't as good as everybody else's anymore. So there's other firms with better rules now. They're still one of the most solid firms in my opinion, but they are firms with better rules. We do trade live in the Discord sometimes. It's just tricky when sometimes the setups don't happen at the same time, so we can't always be live for them. When you do the silver bullet for Euro session, the time to look at for trades is rather long. Yes, it's 2.5 hours, so 8:30 to 11. Yeah, Judah swing didn't work out today. It won't work every single day. But this is also why I teach higher time frame bias. All right. So the higher time frame bias is pretty important as well when you look through, trading lower time frame entries like that on the 1 minute. So yeah, we've got 88 of you in here. That's actually I didn't think there would be that many people on here. Right. So let's have a look at Euro USD. I'm going to show you guys how I analyze higher time frame and show you how you can use how you guys can use higher time frame to then know what the bias is for the day. So let's just go back, random point in time. Wait, we're on the 1 minute. Let's go to the higher time frames, which actually helps. I'm gonna go to a random point in time and just cut it. Bespoke's still a solid choice, but my preference will always be with Blue Guardian. Especially now that they've got unlimited time as well. So now we have to look back, okay? Now, we can see there's one massive spike here, okay? So price came up, took out the highs, took out the lows, switched bearish, okay? So this would be a swing low that got taken out. Okay, and now we would be waiting for price to break above this to confirm this as a low. Okay, however, I would consider this to be a weak low that could be taken out by structure. So remember, guys, you can only confirm a high when the low is taken out. So you can see this low was taken out, which confirms this high over here. Okay, where's my highlighter? So this high is now confirmed. Let me change the color. This high here is confirmed when this low is broken here. You love hindsight analysis? My friend, this isn't hindsight analysis. I'm just showing you exactly how to analyze high time frames. The London session strategy valid, been using it, been on profit, especially US 500. S&P 500, a lot of people are trading S&P 500. It's very impressive. I personally don't. Mainly stick to Euro USD and US 30. So, in order for price to switch bullish, I would need this high to be taken out. Again, guys, this isn't trade entries that I'm showing you. I'm showing you guys how to know where price is currently headed on the higher time frame. So, as you can see, price took out the lows here. So what we would actually expect, okay, it doesn't mean it's going to definitely happen, but what's more likely to happen, okay, is price, as I'm sure you guys have seen, there is, okay, premium and discount. So premium and discount, as I'm sure you guys know, is obviously the 50%, the EQ of this leg of price. We would wait for price to go into a more premium level before it's sold off again. So we'd wait for price to come up, tap into this. Maybe there's some zones up here that you could tap into, but we're not going to be looking at zones right now. We're just looking at structure and price. So we can hypothesize that price is going to come into a more premium zone and continue this downward trend. Okay, so you can see price has been trending down for quite a while. It came up and took out a whole bunch, but then it continued lower. So you would expect price to continue lower. Doesn't necessarily mean it will. I'm just showing you guys how to be able to see the range in price. Okay, so price is going to either come up into this premium zone above this and then continue the trend, or it's going to switch trend completely. Let me get that green. Or price is going to change trend completely and continue up, but our expectation is for price to just come into this premium zone and continue the trend. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments. So, right. So let's see what price does. See, and in order for me to qualify it as switching bullish, it needs to break above this, okay, with a solid candle. It can't just wick. So you can see price is starting to sort of show some signs it might be turning around, but just bear in mind there is quite a lot of bullish momentum here. If we look into it, you can see that price has to some degree changed character in a fractal nature, which could potentially signal a pullback is happening, well, or the move is changing direction to continue this. However, this makes me think potentially it could switch bullish. However, when I see this and I see the change of character that's happened, okay, there's also a change of character here as well, by the way, which only signals a pullback. Okay, so remember price, when it starts to pull back, okay, because once it breaks structure, it has to pull back, okay, and it has to find a better price to trade down from, but it can also completely switch bullish. Anoop, this is actually the first time that I've gone live on YouTube. Completely the first time. Just reading your guys' comments. Right, so let's have a look what happens here. So you can see price is starting to move down. We had the change of character up here, which is signaling a pullback, okay? So that's an internal pullback. So again, as we know, let me just brief you guys on this a little bit. So if we've got swing structure doing this, okay, there is internal structure that's happening in between here, and that's what we're looking at right now. But what this allows you to do is follow exactly where the swings are, okay? So right now, this would be the range that we're in. Obviously, it's inverted because we are going down, okay? Why am I talking about 2020? It's because we're on the higher time frame, so I've gone to a random point in time. I'm actually, by the way, Concol, I'm actually showing a concept here. So I'm not analyzing current price. I'm showing you guys how to analyze current price with past data. So yeah, that's the thing. Currently, this is actually bearish. However, the internal structure is bullish. So overall, swing structure is bearish, but internal structure, as you can see here, is bullish. But always swing structure trumps. Swing structure trumps your internal structure, because as you can see, our internal structure has been breaking the highs and then continuing up, okay? So just remember, everything is fractal, okay? So this is swing structure, and this inside is internal structure. So I'm showing you how to map out swing structure and how to map out internal structure. I'm not taking any trades right now. I'm just going through price and showing you guys how to read higher time frame structure. So let's see if price switches bullish. We're still within this swing range over here. So again, I would need price to break and close above this to switch bullish. Okay, so we now are within a bullish range. So we would now confirm this as the low, okay? And so now we are looking for price. So this is now the strong low, okay? And it has now broken this high, and we would now be looking for price. So price can do one of two things, okay? So we've now switched bullish. Price can do one of two things. We expect price to do one of two things. Either it's going to retrace straight away, okay? Or if it's got enough momentum, which often it does, if price has been bearish for quite a while, which you can see it has been for quite a while, when price switches bullish like this, usually there's a nice big move to the upside, okay? So it's either going to just break and retrace, or it's going to break, have a small, what we call internal pullback, continue, and then eventually retrace as well. And we expect it to come into a more premium zone, discounted zone to buy from. So, okay, just 1 second, guys. Yes, so I do trade inner structures. The nice thing is, the nice thing with internal structures is that, again, obviously swing structure always takes preference over internal structure, but internal structure, it's still, what I'm trying to show you guys is how to know what is going to happen next and what the probabilities are. So like I said, because we've been bearish for quite a while, I would expect price to most likely do this, where it has a little pullback and continues. It's not going to immediately break and retrace. In my opinion, it could do either, but that's what we expect. Now, once price breaks the highs, okay, the swing high, we then do expect a retracement, but price is bullish, okay? And what signals the start of a pullback is a change of character, okay? But that being said, we won't be looking to get into shorts. The whole point of this is that if we see a change of character here, okay, if we see a change of character here, we're not going to expect price to come all the way to the lows, okay? We're not going to expect it to come and take out these lows. Why? Because price is bullish. Our swing structure is bullish. So if we do see a change of character, and say for instance we get a Judas swing in this area, we're not going to expect to look for these lows. We're just going to be taking a small risk reward setup. Okay, and that's the whole point of this. So you know what to expect, right? So the time frame I use for bias is the 4 hour and the daily. I prefer the 4 hour. So yeah, at the moment I'm on the 4 hour. So as you can see, we had a little bit of a internal pullback and it continues, but it will be quite aggressive, like I said, because we have been bearish this whole time and we've changed up. I don't use any EMAs. So yeah, I don't use any EMAs. So let's see what price does. And as you can see, it is pretty aggressive, like I said it would be, because price has not switched bullish for quite a while. Okay, so now that price has switched bullish, we expect for price to come back into a more discounted zone. So if we draw on price's current leg of price action, we'd expect it to come into a more discounted zone. Guys, don't worry about haters in the chat. It's all good. I'm just going to let it happen. We're just here to learn anyways, so don't worry. So here we can see that we've had a change of character. So there's a few change of characters that happen, which again does not necessarily mean we're coming all the way back. It just signals the start of one pullback, okay, which can, like I say, do this, but it can start it can signal the start of the pullback phase where price continues down, okay? So we've got basically a fractal change of character, okay? So as you can see, let's analyze this. So here is a fractal change of character, and it just wicked past this high as well. So there would have been another change of character within this leg, which would have been right here. And so that starts to signal to me that price is going to start potentially pulling back a little bit. Okay, and it's either going to pull back just for a little and continue, or this could potentially be the start of the pullback phase where price continues pulling back. Okay, so but in order for me to have that, I would need to see a break of internal structure, which would be this. So if this breaks here, okay, and it breaks with a candle body, I would then immediately I would now immediately start to believe that we are in a pullback phase. Okay, so we took the highs again. Okay, we did another change of character, signaling another pullback. So we keep pulling back like this, but we have not yet confirmed it by taking out the internal lows. We've done fractal changes of character, which signals small pullbacks, but it does not mean that we are now in the full internal pullback phase. So let's see what price decides to do. So we are now still pulling back, and we're ranging in a upward way because we continue to break highs and retrace, okay. But in order for me to confirm that price could potentially be going to retrace, like I said, into this discounted area, so price is still bullish for me, okay, and I would look for this low to be taken out, okay, and we confirmed this, sorry, it's actually this, because that is the break of internal structure there. Did this break with a body break? Nope. Again. Nope, no body break. See, it keeps wicking past here and grabbing liquidity. Okay, so there you go. So now we have switched bearish on the internal structure. So our swing structure, okay, is bullish. But now we've switched bearish on the internal structure again. So let me show you where the swings are. Okay. So we've now had a swing here. Okay. Let me mark it on with the highlighter tool. There's a swing here. So we were bearish here. Okay. We then broke swing structure. And I'm now classifying this as a pullback. Okay. A swing pullback. Okay. So we're pulling back. So what we would ideally want to see is price to come to the EQ and then come either to the EQ and retrace or come a little bit below. But right now, in terms of the lower time frames, I would, yes, Andrew, body break confirms change of structure. But in my opinion, wicks are fine. It's fine to be aggressive with change of character. But confirming the change of trend, I confirm with a body break. So yeah. Just one moment, everyone. Where am I going to? Okay. Concall, we're looking at past data, okay, so that we can learn this concept. It's called backtesting, my friend. Right, so now we're in the pullback phase, okay, because we've taken out the internal structure lows, okay, we would be looking for price. Just hang on a seckie. There you go. That makes it a lot easier. I think you'd all agree. Let's continue. Sorry, I've never streamed before, so I don't know how to. But yeah, I mean, if you can't understand why backtesting is important and why going over past data is important, then you won't ever be a good trader, unfortunately. I try to be civil. Right, so we've got price starting to switch bullish on the internal structure, okay? I've now classified this as the weak high. Now what that means is that I'm waiting for price to come back to more discounted zones for price to continue, okay? Now we could, again, there's a lot of different scenarios that could happen, okay? But I have now classified this as my weak high because we've had a significant enough pullback. I cannot classify, so let me show you guys what I mean by this. So obviously we've got swing highs and swing lows, okay? We've got swing highs and swing lows, okay? And in order to classify this as a low, we must have a break of the high. However, okay, we cannot have this and classify this as a swing because this is just an internal pullback, okay? So now we would only not classify this as swing structure. It is simply internal structure. We would need price to come back deeper for and the way we determine this is we see relative to other swing structure, okay, what price is doing. So for example, here we can see these breaks and swings here. This would be a swing pullback. This, once it breaks, is a swing pullback. But if we have something, for example, like this is not a swing. This is not a swing. It's too small compared to this, okay? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And so it's the same for here. Once price broke out, we can't classify this as a swing, okay? This is not a swing because it barely pulled back. So you can either just use your eyes to do it and use a bit of discretion, or what you can do is measure the last 30 or 40 swings. So for example, this swing here is how many pips? Like 700. We're on a high time frame, but you can measure them like this and take the lowest of those that you consider swings and use that. So for example, if it's 100 pips or whatever, but I would consider this to be the pullback, okay? So if price comes back up here, that will confirm wherever this ends. So for example, like so, this would be the low, which is strong. We expect price to come back down and continue, okay? And again, so price has switched bearish. It's broken the internal lows, which means that I would be only taking short positions, okay? So that is the power of having these higher time frame narratives. So let's see, price is now pulling back. So on the internal structure, we have price breaking structure here, okay? And our strong high would be, it would be right here. Okay, so this is now the range that we're in. So we would expect price to come into this zone and then break this low towards a more discounted price, okay, down here. Okay, did price break here? A little bit. So yeah, that would technically be a shift to the bullish side, okay? So we could have potentially ended the shift. Okay, this could be the end of the pullback potentially. And so now I would be wary of, you know, long positions. Okay, so if we come into session and I see that price has done this, I would now potentially be looking at longs on the internal side because we have pulled back quite a bit. We've taken out, there's quite a bit of imbalance in these wicks here. Okay, and so potentially this could be the end of the pullback. Okay, we would actually prefer for price to come back down here, but when there's such a big and expansive move to the upside, you can't always get that deep of a pullback. So let's see. That did not break. Okay. There you go. So price is continuing. The internal structure has now shifted bullish. Okay. Okay. So this weak low, strong low held. Okay. And now price has switched bullish. So now we're going to wait. Obviously, this is the overall high. Okay. The swing high. Once that breaks, we then have swing structure continuing bullish. Okay, I would then not say that price most likely is not going to come for these lower zones just yet. Okay, so price is pulling back, and we expect price to take out these higher these highs. Okay, internal highs. Again, this is the swing high. Okay, sorry, there is a lot of lines everywhere. I should actually make this a lot clearer. I've never been very good with having very clean charts. Let's see, analytics. Right. Okay, so we've had price continue the trend. So what has price done? Okay, price has, okay, it started a downward trend here. Okay, what's this thing doing? It started to pull back. Whoops, I'm using the wrong thing, that's why. Price started to pull back here. Okay, then it started to, where did it switch? It switched right here. Okay, and now it's continuing. Okay, internal price has switched bullish at this point. Okay, so now price is broken, so we're expecting price to continue, come back into a more discounted area and continue up. Okay, so it goes straight for these highs, which means that the pullback is finished for this internal structure of swing structure. Now, where is the weak low? I mean, strong low. Okay, strong low would be this point, the lowest point from here to here. Okay. Let's see here. So this is now the swing low. Okay. So, hey, brilliant. What's up, brother? So as you can see, in terms of swing structure, we're literally going from these to, I keep choosing the wrong one. We're literally going like so, okay? But within these swing points, we've got all these zones here. So we've got this, 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 here. Okay, price is moving like that. And this allows us to plot it this way. Okay. Okay, is it a bit blurry now? Let me check something. But anyway, guys, I basically wanted to show you how I analyze higher time frame structure. I'm releasing a full video on this very soon. I wanted to show you guys it live, but I've done a video on it that's a lot more concise and explains it a bit clearer. So anyway, you guys will be able to see it in a much clearer way. So I just wanted to do a quick live with you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys took some value from it. I know we had to deal with a few haters today, but that's normal. unfortunately, in this space, guys, like there's a lot of people that are skeptical of everything that everybody does. And the truth is that, like, at the end of the day, not everybody's trying to scam you. Okay, it's just how it is. Not everybody's always trying to scam you. There are a lot of people that are trying to scam you, granted, but yeah. Unfortunately, some people. It's almost like people have a defense mechanism where they immediately dismiss anything that people are trying to teach you in this industry because they're scared of being scammed. So yeah. Is everybody able to see properly? Some of you are struggling, apparently. How long has the stream been now? Okay, everything's perfect. Okay, awesome. Anoop, I just wanted to see what like the feedback would be and if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy it, then I will continue to do it. Let's go over. Okay, let's do something. Let's go over the Judah swing today. I didn't trade today, so let's see what happened today on the Judah swing on the 1 minute. We can go over. We can even maybe go over this whole week. So let's have a look. So we're now on the 1 minute and we turn on the sessions. Guys, for some of you, okay, for some of you, you've been asking, okay, the sessions indicator, okay, you go to indicators, sessions, I think it's sessions on chart. This one here is the one that you use. And then you go into settings and you set it exactly like this. So I only use London and New York sessions here. It doesn't actually matter. I just set the times to whatever, but you just need two because you've got two areas. You've got the gray area and the blue area. And I have it set from 00 to 8:30 and then from 8:30 to 11. And it's always on New York time, so it actually doesn't matter what this is. It will always plot it at the right times as long as you have it identical to this. And turn off Tokyo session. Okay. James, I was just showing everybody how to do high time frame analysis, which is something that I'm focusing on a lot more now. So a lot of you guys like ask me like, what strategies do I trade? I trade multiple strategies, okay? And I don't recommend you guys to do it yourselves, okay? Because I've been doing this for the last 4 years. And so I've been able to master more than one strategy and psychologically I can handle it. But what I recommend to all of you is choose one, okay, and stick with it. And so that's also why in our Discord group, there's multiple strategies, okay? And there's multiple people that give analysis, okay? So I trade more, I lean more towards the ICT teachings. That being said, guys, everybody's like, oh, this is ICT, this is SMC. One thing that you need to realize is that ICT is the one who inspired SMC. SMC is a branch of ICT, okay? It's simply an evolution of ICT. It's all based on the same liquidity concepts, okay, at the end of the day. Roger, I'll see if I leave this on the channel. We'll see. Maybe. Again, I've never been live before, so... but yeah, guys, just remember that ICT is sort of what inspired smart money concepts. And so I trade a bit of both, okay? I use this method for higher time frame that we just went over now. There should be a recording so you can go over it. But higher time frame does really help. But the reason the reason I used ICT's teachings to formulate this strategy is because you don't actually need the higher time frame. But this really works, even without the higher time frame, and using the higher time frame does give you an advantage. Okay, and that's why I showed you guys now how to analyze the higher time frames. Okay, so today, I believe it was a loss. I've heard from people that Euro USD was a loss for Judah swing. So obviously here would be the high. Sunaib, I actually just shared some secret sauce right now, and that is higher time frame analysis. Okay, you will know when price is potentially going to reverse if you look at the higher time frames and you know what phase we're in. If we're in a trending bullish, then we're trending bullish. If we're in a pullback phase, we're pulling back, but bearing in mind we're not swinging for the fences, we're just looking for small trades against the trend. If we're against the higher time frame trend, so higher time frame trend is a bit of a hack. It's a bit of a secret sauce, and that's what I showed you guys a bit of how to do now. I've just recorded a video on it that I'm going to be releasing probably tomorrow, maybe, or later next week. So, Chinedu, to put sessions in your trading view, you go to indicators, click search sessions, and you choose this one by Oro Rocks, sessions on chart. Okay, that's the one. And then you go to settings and ignore all of these at the bottom. Just do these ones here. Okay, 8:00 to 8:30, 8:30 to 11. Muzaffar, yes. So like I just explained, you don't need to use higher time frames. Okay, you should still overall be profitable with the strategy. However, using higher time frames always helps. It always helps, and it can increase your win rates. So, are you able to tell us what the times are for London Judah swing? So that's a fully different time frame. I must double check what I tested for that. The silver bullet one. So the silver bullet is also really great. Okay, so the reason I have multiple strategies, like I said, different. Simon, I'm actually working on getting an indicator that plots the range, but I mean, really, this is fine. I mean, at the end of the day, even this is lazy. We can always just mark it out ourselves, but this helps, especially when you're backtesting. Wait, what was I saying? Yes, so strategies. So the reason I show people multiple strategies, okay, is because I could just show one strategy that I prefer, okay, which generally is ICT trading like this, okay. Yeah, Paul, I'm going over the trade today. It didn't work out. So, like I say, I could just show the strategies that I trade only. But there are other strategies that also work, and strategies that I incorporate, okay, into my trading. So that's why I show multiple on my page, and people are like, oh, you're changing strategies all the time, but it's not true, okay? I'm showing different strategies so that it can help different people. You must understand, with ICT concepts, okay, your risk reward is quite low, okay? Your risk reward is quite low with ICT concepts. You're looking at like 1 to 2 risk reward. However, I showed also the 2-box strategy, where you can get much higher risk reward, like 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 even, okay? And so but your trade frequency is less. So whereas with the Judah swing strategy, you're getting trades almost every day, maybe 4 a week, 3, 4 a week, 5 a week sometimes, almost every day. And some people like that, other people don't. Some people want to just take one trade and have a high risk reward, have a lower win rate, okay? I mean, yeah, there's different strategies that suit different people's risk appetite, and it suits people's, also it suits people's lifestyle different, okay? Because some people aren't able to watch the charts all the time, and you can use the 2-box strategy on a higher time frame as well. Whereas with ICT, you need to be watching. Okay. That being said, you can just set an alert here and wait for price to go past, and then you just look for the change of character. Somebody asked about course or whatever. We've got our Discord group that has the full course in it. There should be a link in the description for that. If you want to join my Discord group, we post analysis in there every week. I don't want to call it a signals group because it's not a signals group necessarily. We do share our trades in there, and you can follow with them if you want, but that's not the purpose of it. The purpose is for everybody to learn and to be amongst others who are trading in the same way. So we've got all of our trade strategies on there. And so we go through it in depth. There's also a very, very detailed course on all of the stuff that I've explained today. Again, though, you do not need to purchase it. You do not need to be in the Discord. It's just there for those of you who want extra, but everything you need is on my YouTube for free. Okay. So it's not necessarily necessary. So, yeah. If you just stick to one strategy, and one of the strategies that I've, whether it's Judas Swing, Silver Bullet, whether it's the 2-box strategy, it doesn't make a difference whether you're trading in London or New York, whichever one, using those time frames. It's still, if you backtest it and you have your edge, you'll be fine. It's also about finding one that suits your psychology, your lifestyle, and also your risk reward that you want. Some people want a 1 to 10, some people want a 1 to 2, but you must understand that you will never get an 80% win rate with a 1 to 5, 1 to 10. You'll never even potentially get a 1 to 2 with an 80% win rate sometimes. You'll maybe, so if you've got a higher risk reward, you're going to have a lower win rate. That's just how it is. You'll never have a high win rate and a high risk reward. So that's why we have multiple different strategies. Anyway, I went on a tangent there. So we've got today's setup. Okay. So again, guys, I teach you guys fractal structure, and it's important to know so that we know when the change of character happens. We went over fractal structure because, again, we were looking at changes of character on the higher time frames as well. We can see here, price took out the highs. You can see this is the highest point in the gray box. Price does not change character here. Why? Because all of these candles break the previous candle's high, other than this, actually. Let's just see. I may be wrong. Okay, the high here is 0.7229, and this is 0.7229. So actually, these are the same length. And when they're the same height here, I do not class that as a pullback. Okay? So, I would not have classed this as a potential chock from here. Okay? Because these are the same length, exactly the same length. So this one was not lower than this one. Okay? So we would continue up. This candle breaks that candle. This one does not. So here would be a chock, potentially. But let's continue up and see if there's one higher up. So it would be one of these here. So it would be right here where the chock would happen. So yeah, still wouldn't have worked out. You would have had your fair value gap here. Would have gone short here. But I am dropping a video. I am dropping a video today that will help in these kinds of situations to some degree, although in this situation you still would have lost. You wouldn't have gotten to even 1-to-1 on this. So yeah, today was a losing day for the Judas swing. people have been getting really great results with it. Again, you only need one pair and you need one strategy. And if you follow this on one pair, you can't be using it on like 30 different pairs because you're going to get entries like all day, every day. So, and then your win rate is going to go down the toilet. Let's have a look at the previous day, perhaps. The break only really happens here. Does it happen here? Yes. So actually, yeah, but this one, it comes close and then continues further for a lot. Does Judas Swing work only on EURUSD? No, I use it on US30 as well. It works on many different pairs, but I prefer to use it on EURUSD and US30, but always backtest it and go through data. Okay, I think this would have also been a losing day depending on one thing. So we have this sweep here. Okay, now the change of character, where would the change of character be? It would be up here. So change of character happens here. Okay, so you could have chosen to, your fair value gap would have been right here. Does this go lower? It does go a little lower. And in any case, it goes down. So this would have also been a losing day. This would have been a losing day depending on one thing. Okay, so one thing that I do show you guys, also it depends on if you would have hopped in here, but that being said, there was no fair value gap until this closed. So it's actually debatable whether you would have been tagged in here. Hang on. Again, I have not taken any trades this week because I've just withdrawn, so I'm taking the week off, and also there's a ton of news this week. So where's my replay tool? It's hiding behind here. So your fair value gap would have printed here, right? Like so. We would have put our entry right here. I do like to have a little bit of a buffer here, but I mean, even if you're on, I think it might have tagged us in or come close. Yeah, so this, I mean, it's debatable. So even if you didn't get tagged in, because price came, no matter what time frame you're in, you can use these exact settings because it automatically does it to London. Whoops, what's going on here? So yeah, my rule with the Judas Swing is if we come close to entry like we did on this day, so we came up, created the gap here, and it just missed the entry and then went on to do like 4R, then I delete the limit. Okay, if it doesn't go anywhere near the entry and then comes back, then I will consider it. Okay. AL Fidel Crest, I don't know. Hey, Fidel Crests, I've heard some stuff about them, but I can't vouch for them. So yeah, this could have been a loss depending on whether you use that rule where if it comes close to your entry and then goes on to hit TP. Again, it's a different story if it goes to the TP without getting anywhere close to your entry. Then I would leave the limit. But if it gets close like that, I would very much consider I would delete that limit. Again, easier to say in hindsight. Potentially, maybe you get a little bit, what's the word? Greedy. So yeah. Alright guys, so it was just a very short live. I just wanted to go over higher time frame structure. We went over the last couple of days of Judas Swings. Definitely a loss today on the Judas Swing. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you tuning into the lives. Trayan, you can set it to UK time, but in general, I just keep it on UTC -4 for New York. Just makes it a little bit more easy for everybody to see. So yeah, but you can just set it to New York time, and the indicator you can set to whatever time you can set it to this exact time here, because this always works on New York time. I also got confused with that in the beginning, because the indicator always works on New York time, so you just set it to these exact times. Right, thank you everybody. I really appreciate you tuning in. This was my first YouTube live. I think we did reasonably well. We only had one idiot in the stream today. So yeah. Cool. Thank you very much, everybody. I will hopefully see you